devil is not welcome here! Bad Boys 2, Back in the Habit, released in 2003, and is directed by Michael Bay, whose wet dream is a whole bunch of mass explosions and a bunch of girls in short shorts, because again, it's his wet dream. And this film is starring Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, Jodie Mola, Gabrielle Union, Peter Stormare, Teresa Randall, and Joe Pantoliano. Lowry and Burnett have been partners for some time, but Marcus is feeling like he needs a change of pace because he wants to live longer and have a life with his family. But if he sticks around with Mike, who is a whole bunch of shoot first and ask questions later, he's not gonna get that opportunity. Plus, Michael is also boning his sister behind his back. Well, anyway, back to the major plot of this film, where a Cuban drug lord is smuggling a whole bunch of money from cocaine dealings, but all of his plans keep getting thwarted by the police and the FBI, whose sting operation is actually being ran by Marcus's sister, who again is being boned by Michael Lowry, who is the partner of Marcus, who is the big brother. You get the picture. So our two detectives drive around, have a whole bunch of car chases, cause a whole bunch of ruckus, and then they slow down and have dramatic slow motion scenes of them getting out of cars and helicopters flying overhead, and they have to save people because, damn it, this is a Michael Bay film and we need drama in it. Now, I just reviewed the first entry in this franchise, Bad Boys from 1995. I knew that this franchise, I thought it was early 2000s, but no, that one is mid-90s, which was a shocking revelation to me. It made me feel very old. But I remember this film coming out in 2003. I didn't watch it back then, but I remember seeing a whole bunch of previews, and the trailer was playing on TV constantly, on cable, all the time. This was right around the years where I'm early teenager, I'm figuring out the things that I like in pop culture, and with this thing popping up, it's just burned into my brain. A whole bunch of these dramatic trailer shots, which this movie has a ton of. I only watched it for the first time, I want to say in grad school, so that would have been probably like 10 years later, to be honest. And just like the first entry, the chemistry between Martin Lawrence and Will Smith is just delightful. They work so well off of each other, they play off of each other, they improvise well off of each other, and I like that the stakes are raised in here. The cinematography is raised a lot as well. There's a lot of bold lighting and a lot of hard lighting, which is kind of a Michael Bay staple at this point. He was just gearing up to get into Transformers, which has a ton of this cinematography, but the action sequences seem to be elevated too and escalated from what we were originally getting in the 1995 film. We of course have the stupid inserted comedic bit where Michael Bay just needs to have something funny happen, so we have Marcus, who is he's doing the Buddhist thing where he's rubbing his ears and he has this mantra that he keeps saying over and over again so that he doesn't start freaking out. We have Mike and Marcus profess their love for each other, but the cameras in the Circuit City or whatever radio shop they're in is filming them, and all the customers are like, oh my god, they're homosexuals. Ew, that's gross, and that's funny because homosexuality, this is 2003, is hilarious at this time. It's not like an actual everyday thing. It's 2003. We weren't very progressive back then. And it escalates to an international incident where the sister gets kidnapped and taken to Cuba, and that's where everything gets serious, and that's where all the joking around gets put aside. Martin Lawrence is on the phone with the Cuban guy, and he just like, shit just got real, and then everything is just so dramatic and slow motion. All the other cops are like, hey, you're about to do something illegal. Count us in, because we're bad boys too, and we all ride and die together for life and shit. It's definitely an improvement from the first one. The action sequences in here are filmed much better, they are much more entertaining. The cutting, the editing is much more kinetic. It was kinetic in the first entry, and here it's just dialed up to 11. But Michael Bay, he knows how to direct action, and the action in here, it's very blood pumping, like your heart is pounding like crazy, because it's quick cut, and then short little joke or snippet from Will Smith, and then we're driving again, explosions again, then another quick little quip. Martin Lawrence is freaking out because he's the normal guy, he's the dad, and he's like, no, no, Michael! It's a definite improvement. I don't think it is an absolutely great film, as some people would say. I mean, this is a lot of people's childhood, this film is, and they would give this an amazing score. For me, I was late to the party with this, and I don't have a lot of nostalgia with this franchise or these characters. I just like that we have a solid story here where these two characters get to be each other, whereas in the first one, they had to pretend that they were not themselves. They were each other to trick the witness, who was a dumbass, and that was just a stupid storyline. It's a stupid storyline. Here, it's all straightforward. These people get to be who they are, and it's a lot of fun. It is a fun action piece that definitely has the Michael Bay isms when it comes to story and comedy and objectifying the women, of course. But in terms of being an action thriller, it's definitely a step up from the first entry. I'm gonna give Bad Boys 2 3 out of 5 Blu-rays.
Not exactly what I had in mind, but not bad.
So guys, if you've seen Bad Boys 2, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.